What's going on YouTube? V here. So today I'm going to do probably one of my most liked videos, since analytically my Google Analytics shows me these are my most liked videos, most commented videos, as well as most hated videos. Even though the last one didn't get many dislikes, a lot of people usually don't like these videos and love them at the same time. It's a weird thing. My banlist predictions, in which I go over cards that I think are going to get hit in the banlist. Cards that I think Konami most likely will not only hit, but the reasons why I think Konami would do these hits, the reason why I think Yu-Gi-Oh players would want to see these hits, and Konami would want to do these hits, because they're trying to at all times stabilize a meta in which, let's be honest with you, when I do these balance videos, I don't know the future sets, and when I do these mostly for this set, and try to keep the meta stabilized until whatever set comes out, which obviously breaks the meta at times, unfortunately. With that said, guys, and by the way, you want to stay for the end of this video because I'm doing something a little bit different than I do normally do on my banlist videos. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show a bunch of cards and talk about their decks and talk about other things about them. And I don't have really an unlimited picks as much as I have picks in here that I think should be fully unlocked, which I'll show you once again in the end of this video. You're definitely going to want to check that out. With that said, guys, we'll also at the end go back and look at the ban list and check and talk it over real quickly and see maybe I missed something, or maybe it's something that you will want to see in the ban list. And if there's anything you want to see in the ban list besides Firewall Dragon, please comment below. I would love to know. Or anything you agree with or disagree with, or anything you would like to add on. Once again, comment below. I would love to know what you guys think. With that said, the first card we're going to talk about is Firewall Dragon. Now, I'll be honest with you, everyone wants Firewall Dragon banned, including myself. It's not going to happen. Konami made it exclusively clear, because there was a rumor going around about Deco Toker being the ace monster. It's not. It's Firewall Dragon. I don't know who started that, but the answer is Firewall Dragon is the ace monster. And we know every ace monster has plot armor. With that said, we never had a card like Firewall. I think Stars was the closest one we had, where Yu-Gi-Oh players were just like, God, this card is too good. And unfortunately, we're in a meta right now where this card is at that point. We've never had a card not even close to being as popular as Firewall Dragon when it comes down to being its own card, the center of these amazing FTK decks. So looking into it, guys, I think that since when Firewall Dragon is not going to get hit, we're going to see an errata on Firewall Dragon. We're going to see this card actually, if it was to be touched anyway, it would be errated. Now, Konami once again said they're not going to hit Firewall Dragon. It's not going to happen. So this whole balance I'm doing is based around that. You guys got to realize, if that's it, plot armor, it is what it is. I think the best errata we can have is to have it do once per turn for this effect right here. If monster is destroyed battle or sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one monster from your hand. If that was done once per turn, this card would be totally fine. We would not be talking about this card right now. The fact that it's not been done once per turn, that is the issue. So with Firewall Dragon, I want to talk about two cards at the same time, because they're basically the same thing with between two different cards, and that is Nightmare Mermaid and Nightmare Corruptibility. These two cards start off every FTK that's not in the main FTK. Now, main FTK might use these cards, but other FTKs out there, I mean, I'm talking like Inferni has FTK, Mermails have an FTK. They all utilize Nightmare Corruptibility as well as Nightmare Mermaid. These are like the crux of all these FTKs, the start of the engine. And I think that if Konami was to hit either one of these, in fact, I would not be surprised if we saw both of these be hit, but either one of these, I think that would help a lot. I specifically would like to see Nightmare Mermaid get hit because it's any Nightmare monster. But if we saw Blee get hit, that would also help out a lot. And once again, in slowing down these incredible FTK decks. The main thing is to slow down these FTK decks, if any, to stop them from being as highly consistent as they currently are right now. So I would love to see Nightmare Mermaid and Blee be the hits. They need to be. They have to be. Next, obviously, Can Soldier. And for that matter, I'm just gonna package in Toon Cannon Soldier. These are what kills you as far as the Ain't Danger FTKs and all that jazz. And you're gonna want to stop these cards as well. These cards are two other just broken cards. I know there's other versions of these cards out there as well, and I'd be really interested to see if Konami's gonna hit all these other versions. But the two main ones would be Toon Cannon Soldier as well as Can Soldier. In fact, the main one arguably would be Can Soldier. So I think this would be the most likely card to be hit on this ban list. I would not be surprised seeing it on there. Like, nobody would. And the last card will be number 42, Galaxy Tomahawk. A card that's used in specifically the Nightmare FTKs, spamming tokens and doing all that jazz and doing all the silly Yu-Gi-Oh plays. This card obviously would need to be hit as well, unfortunately. So since the FTKs are being hit, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards that I feel should be banned because we're not going to be hitting 1 card. We're going to have to hit 5 cards, unfortunately. Once again, guys, this is plot armor. And for anyone out there that goes, wait a minute, but Konami TCG agrees with us or whatever, that's fine. And Konami TCG probably, most likely, more than likely, went to OCG and was like, hey, listen, this 1 card is an issue. We need to take care of this. But the OCG most likely wouldn't say no because plot armor. Once again, they're really big on that there in the OCG. Plot armor goes a long way. If you got plot armor, you're God. You have to pretend you're a regular person, but you're God in like any anime. And that's basically how it is with Firewall Dragon. Once again, I would love to see Firewall having a ride-up, but even that is a huge deal if it was to happen. It would be the first time a cartoon character, Ace Monster, was to get hit. Would be if Firewall Dragon was to get hit. I'm not sure how big you guys understand the gravity of that situation is, but that's big, and I don't think Konami's going to do it. Up next, Limited. First card to be limited would be Terraforming. Now, once again, field spells have been powered down, and I think field spells are at a pretty good spot in the game right now. I think they're as abused as the days of like Tricksters and Dracos and all that jazz. I really don't. But with that said, I still think Terraforming is a good card, too good of a card. It's an upstart goblin for any deck that runs field spells at 3. It just helps thin the deck out, allowing you to get to your cards you want to get to faster, while making it harder for your opponent to draw cards to answer the problem. And I think that Terraforming absolutely will still need to get hit. We're looking at OCG, it has 1 hit on it already. It's down to 1 already. Here in the TCG, it's semi-limited. I would not be surprised if this card was to become limited. Next, Armageddon Knight. I didn't stop with the FTK decks. Armageddon Knight needs to go to 1. Once again, to slow down the FTK decks. We saw Gokis become Dark Gokis. We saw the FTK deck of Dark World / Dangerous run Armageddon Knight because it just gets you to your engine faster. It's the 1 card FTK, as anyone calls it. And this is why this card needs to be hit. It has to be hit. In fact, where's the other one? Here it is. Dark Grepher, I'm going to pile on with that as well because it's almost the same thing in some of these decks. Dark Grepher and Armageddon Knight. And resolving any one of these two would literally allow an FTK to be created on board. Now, it's mostly really hard for Konami because what they have to do is they have to go back and go, okay, let's take off this piece of the deck. Can we play the FTK? And at what ratio, how consistent can this be? Okay, let's take out this piece of the deck and let's do it again, So this is me just breaking down that FTK deck through the ban list. And that's something I think Konami would do if they was to work on this ban list. They would have to break down not only the FTK deck, but make sure the meta is still stabilized for future sets as well as the current meta. Anyway, Armageddon Knight and Dark Grepher, obviously, in my opinion, should be hit. No doubt in my mind. If you hit like Bleed and Dark Grepher, Armageddon Knight, you did so many cards though. It's gonna slow down this FTK deck. Once again, my man is not focused on the FTK deck. Even though I'm talking about it a lot, it's focused around stabilizing the meta. Because the meta is almost decent. It's actually not bad of a meta. If anyone disagrees with me, well, I'm sorry that you're losing to FTK decks. But for the most part, looking at our past YuGiOh events, YCSs, and all the regionals, FTKs aren't all over the place as they were with other metas in the past. I'm not sure anyone remembers the old school Water FTK that ran like Swap Frog and like Mash Driver and all that crap. That was like everywhere. This is bad, but it's nowhere near as bad as that. But nevertheless, FTKs are not helpful for the meta. They don't help the meta, they only hurt the meta. If even 1 FTK deck was to be around, that's a huge deal that needs to be resolved. So moving forward, it's Instant Fusion. I'm always talking about Instant Fusion on every meta, on every balance, all the time. Instant Fusion makes decks just a little bit better. If a deck can play Instant Fusion and you really utilize the Instant Fusion, it's just that much more better. And I'm going to continue saying it. This card needs to be hit. It's no doubt in my mind. This card is too good of a card. It's been good since like Zoo, and maybe even before that, if you really want to look back and talk about other cards and other decks. But for the most part, it's been good since then. And it has not been hit at all. It has missed the balance hit. Everything else around Instant Fusion has been hit. Instant Fusion, are you a main character card that we don't know about in the next set? I don't know, but literally everything except Instant Fusion has been hit, and in decks that Instant Fusion has been in at 3. Have you ever noticed that? Like, it's a big deal. Firewall Dragon's kind of like the same thing, but we have to do this because it's plot armor. Instant Fusion has no plot armor, but it's like a ninja. It's just going around everything. Up next, let's talk about another card that Konami, obviously, I think Konami should slowly unlock, because if we're adding grabbing a shovel and shoveling all this crap on the ban list because of one card. Let's at least unlock some stuff for Yu-Gi-Oh players. And if I was Konami, I would do it. I would keep Yu-Gi-Oh players distracted by both nostalgic older cards that were good, that most likely are not good if you do testing, obviously, in R&D. And you'll see that Daigusta Emerald is not that broken of a card. Shuffle 3 and draw a card, that's trash right now. And I think Konami unlocking Daigusta Emerald won't do anything for the meta. And I think Konami should unlock the Daigusta Emerald. And then we can make another argument for Laval Chain, but we can't make it this ban list because we have FTK decks. You cannot make it. Laval Chain basically goes back to being like Armageddon Night. You just can't have it being done. But looking at Daigusta Emerald, I think it should come back to 1. Absolutely. It does nothing when it comes back. You get players who go, yay, and just not play it. It's how it is with other cards that Konami has unlocked that one time were good cards. Like, it was so much Cyanide was amazing. Konami unlocks it. We're like, yes, the price spike's high in value. And yeah, how many decks play that fucking card? Like, none? None. And that card used to be everywhere. It was the best card. And unfortunately, I think the card is not being played as much because the meta is so vastly different from what it was back then. And the card just doesn't do anything, to be honest with you. You play it against like Thunder Dragons, they laugh at you. They're like, you're not going to nuke my field, guy. I'm going to smack you and just laugh at you. So that's what I think about, you know, this kind of power creep within cards. And I think Daigusta Emerald is one of those cards that's going to come back with the ban list. The price is going to go high in value. Nobody's going to really play it. Maybe a couple play in the beginning, and then it goes back down in value. El Shadow Construct. Man, I don't want this card. I want this card to come back, but I don't want to come back with the errata. And I have it here limited because that's what happened to OCG. But man, Konami, they make it at 3. It'll be fun. And then once again, this won't be game breaking. This won't be the best deck. But it'll definitely be a deck that would see play. Without a deck, you gotta be out of your mind, just blown out of the way to not see Shadows, specifically Shadow Construct, being used in Shadow Dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are pretty good, but Shadow Construct just allows that deck to be just a little bit better, just that much more better. Now, I would love to see this card come to 3. And I would love to see it come to 3 without the errata, because that's what I'm talking about. With the errata, it won't be bad. It still will see some play, but it will not see as much play, I think, as a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players think. And especially if this card comes back at 1. Once again, Shadow Dinosaurs will get like a little boost. For the most part, nothing else will really happen. And I just don't know why Konami didn't unlock this card last ban list. It should be unlocked coming up soon. And if it does, by the way, if you have ultra rare Shadow Constructs like this one right here, currently going around $9, it's gonna hit like easily $20, $25. Hype alone will drive a card's price up. Okay, speculation is what I'm doing to tell you that the hype will drive this card's price up when this card comes off the ban list. And everything after that, it's just how good it is in the meta. I don't think it's going to be as good in the meta, but I know its hype will go up. That's why I'm holding like a bunch of Shadow Constructs, put to the side, waiting for this card to come off the ban list. It's because the hype is going to sell this card fast. And a lot of you players have to realize that. Just like another card called Pot of Avarice. I think this card's amazing. I think even though we have a dumb FTK meta going on right now, I think this card should come back. This card, nobody disagrees with this card coming back. It's back in the OCG. Can it come back here in the TCG? Well, yes, but it's going to make better decks better again. It's one of those, you have a better deck, it makes it better. Now, once again, I could be wrong. This card's not seeing much play in the OCG as everyone thought it would. But nevertheless, I think this card's amazing. Goki players can still use Pot of Avarice. Gokis can still play Yu-Gi-Oh! With this one card, helping them out a lot. Would it happen though? I don't know. And I would love to see Pot of Avarice come back. I just don't think it's going to. But as much as I want it to, it's kind of like Shadow Construct. It should come back, but is Konami going to let it come back? And that's the hard part. And the last card for limited is Allure of Darkness. So Allure of Darkness was previously limited, by the way. It was previously limited because the deck it was in, I think it was like Black Wings when they finally hit the card, because the deck was around like Teledad format. But Black Wings, like, it was really good. And when it got limited, everyone's like, okay. And people for the most part stopped playing it. They stopped playing those decks. The meta quickly shifted after that, and Allure fell away. Allure came back to 3. Nobody cared because Dark decks were gone. And now here we are in 2018, almost 2019, believe it or not. What, a month and a half away. Dark decks are back, and Allure is at 3. Oh, and Thunder Dragons, you +1 when you play Allure of Darkness. It's just, it's back to its full power, how it was, just breaking decks even better. And that's why Allure of Darkness should go back to 1, because even though it's good, even though Konami wants Thunder Dragons to be the deck, which they kind of almost have it, especially after this ban list, Allure of Darkness is just too strong. And I think Konami ultimately will be hitting this card. I think this card will be hit either to 1 or even to 2, but it's just a +1. It's +1 the card on top of the +1 of Allure. It's insane. when you play with other dragons. But when you play any other deck, it helps search your key pieces, helps thin your deck out, and you're allowed to play this at 3 with no restrictions. Draw 2 allure, cool, play it, bro. Who cares? That's why this card's that broken. I think this card absolutely will be hit on the ban list. Up next, Engage and YuGiOh Anchor. I'm just combining these two because besides the answer of, well, OCG has Engage and YuGiOh Anchor at 2, besides that cop-out answer I just gave out other cards, this actually makes a lot of sense. You see, Sky Strikers, for the most part, even though Konami's not done making more Sky Striker cards, even though they need you to be interested in Sky Strikers, they've held the reins of the top deck in the meta forever, for a very long time. Dark Saviors came out a good while ago, and ever since Dark Saviors came out, this was the best deck, period. We argued between Nationals last year of Gokis, maybe it was this year actually, of Gokis and Strikers, but for the most part, Strikers are the best deck. Quickly after Nationals, Strikers put Gokis to the side, and they were like, we're the best, get the fuck out of here. Konami knows this by printing up OTS cards in OTS Pack 8, being Kaguri. Kaguri? Anyway, Konami, we know this for a fact. With that said, we cannot have the best deck being the best deck for a long time because that creates, once again, an unhealthy meta. In order to mediate the meta, Konami is going to have to do hits to Strikers. This is going to happen, Striker players. This is inevitable. You're going to have to get hit. We're going to have to hit you with a bat. The only question is, do you want to get hit in the balls, face, stomach, ass, mouth? You choose where to get hit, but it's going to happen. With that said, I think Engage and YuGiOh Anchor going to 2 isn't going to kill the deck at all. The deck's absolutely going to be still in the tier 1 bracket. It's just going to get powered down. The fact that Engage was even printed as a card is mind-blowing. That's not once per turn. Same with YuGiOh Anchor. But this is going to get powered down. Konami still is going to make more Sky Striker cards, and we're going to see this happen. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if OTS Pack 9 has more OT Sky Striker stuff in it, like an OT Engage. Oh my god. That would be so fucking sexy. Like, oh my god, just imagine the ulti Engage. I mean, the artwork in Engage is gorgeous. Ultimate Rare, ulti would actually be like, cool. Ulti Engage? Bro, Jesus. Wallet, calm down. Here, wallet climb. Just take this wallet real quickly. It'd be cool. It would be really cool. Anyway, I might do a video talking about OTS Pack 9 and what cards I think should come on OTS Pack 9. But nevertheless, going back into it. The price of Engage currently is tanking. Looking at price, even Striker players themselves know this. As you're seeing price tank, as you're seeing it go down to about almost a $40 card, and that is simply because Striker players know they have the best deck. They are winning all the events, if not topping the events significantly. With that said, I think Strikers are going to continue to do what they do after the ban list. Nothing's going to change. They get powered down. Trust me. Like they're going to find spots to put things in. Like, they weren't using a field spell, and then Terraforming got, like, a slightly hit, and they're like, oh, we're just going to use the field spell. We don't give a shit. Like, that's how the deck plays. The deck doesn't really care, and I think that's what's going to happen with Strikers. Up next, Malicious. Really you back in for the FTKs. Malicious is a card that's easily abused in FTKs. Easily abused in links. Konami already reprinted Malicious. They made their money. They don't really care, so they're going to hit Malicious to 2. Another one, Denko Seka. So I think Konami's, especially now, getting ready for the new season next year, all that jazz, is starting to hit real big floodgates. We don't have many floodgates around this game anymore, and I think Denko Seka is going to be one of those floodgate hits. Now, we can make an argument about, well, you're only saying that because of Alta guys. You're right. But I'm also saying it because Denko Seka stops other decks from being created. Once again, Konami needs to promote new product, promote new decks that can be easily abused, and Denko Seka is a guard that says, you put face down stuff, I say no, I win because I play Thunder Dragons. And I think if Konami wants to promote more decks that rely on setting cards and doing crazy things with that, Denko Seka would have to be the obvious choice. I have it here, I think, I have it here as semi-limited, but I would not be surprised if this was to make it limited because it's that good. And I'll talk about other cards as well that are floodgates. Seer. Malabench of the Burning Abyss. So I really thought long about this between Seer and Graph, and I said, which one is more broken? Seer is more broken. Hands down, this is more broken between Seer and Graph. With that said, I think Konami needs to promote Cherubini. I think Konami wants a Nationals next year of us playing Cherubini in Nationals, and if that's the case, we need something to make Burning Abyss a little more better than what they are. I'm not saying Burning Abyss are trash. They're obviously doing everything in the meta. They're amazing. But I would not be surprised, and I don't think nobody really would, to see Seer come back so Konami can promote Burning Abyss better with Shirby. So Konami can promote that old controlling the field, watching my graveyard and my hand, the dot deck, more affluently. And with that, I think we would see Seer come to 2 instead of Graph. Graph coming to 2 would power up BA a little bit. Seer coming to 2 would really make BA's way more playable deck. One extra Seer. It would make Burning Abyss that much more playable of a card. It's really that big of a deal for this deck. Injectors. So, this is my inevitable hits. I think this is going to happen no matter what. What happened to this Banlist, next Banlist, 5 years from now, it doesn't matter. I think Injectors are going to be fully unlocked. I think this deck needs to be fully unlocked. It's fully unlocked in the OCG, and it's not doing nothing here in the TCG. If it was to be fully unlocked, it would give casual players more of a fun deck to play. Could it see competitive play? Sure. It might even take a couple of regional invites. It might be some seats at nationals earned by players playing Injectors. I will not disagree with that at all. What I am trying to say is, I think Injector Dragonfly is a great card. I think Injectors are a great deck that I haven't seen play in a long while. Now, if you ask me, V, what would go up? Probably Centipede, absolutely Hornet. This card will absolutely spike to some dumb numbers. Look at them price trends. It's dropping down in value. Limit's about $2. First editions, I think they went to first editions used to be 2s, by the way. When I first started my market watches, there were 2s, and now it's hard to find. There we go. Now they're 5s. Nevertheless, Injectors would go high in value because of hype and speculation. I think that they won't do nothing compared to all these other decks like Thunder Dragons. They're not going to do shit on Injectors, if we're going to be honest with each other. But it would be a great deck and fun deck to play if it was to be fully unlocked, which it should be already. Beatrice. Now, here's where it gets a little bit weird for you. I told about Seer, and you go, okay, Burning Abyss is too good. I get it, V. Here's where I twist it around you. Beatrice should go to 3. Why Beatrice should go to 3? Because Dante should go to 1. Dante is the core of Burning Abyss. We talk about Seer and Graph. That's great. But they're meant to bring out Dante. They're basically for Dante. They're all about Dante. And Beatrice is all about Dante as well. Putting Dante to 1 and putting Beatrice to 3 would really make decks not really play even 3 Beatrice, to be honest with you. Competitive decks will most likely play 2 Beatrice, if any. Maybe 3, but I mean, that's for grind games. And I think YuGiOh, with the release of Cherry Beanie, and maybe I think other cards to help support Burning Abyss, if Konami wants it to be like that, would really promote Burning Abyss being more of a fast control deck, whereas they're more of a slow, there's like a slow control deck, and I think there'd be more of a fast aggro, but with a little bit of control mixed in a new build with Cherry Beanie, if that was to come to fruition. With that said, I think Beatrice will be the 3 ofs, and Dante will be the 1 ofs. This will not make Burning Abyss broken. It will make them way, way playable and absolutely a guaranteed slot for the tier 1 spot in what we currently have in our meta right now. Ether, the Heavenly Monarch. So, Monarch should be fully unlocked. Can anyone disagree with that? Like, I want Monarchs fully unlocked. I don't care. What's Monarchs going to do against the bans right now? Granted, I love Monarchs. They're a fun deck. I think they're great. But if we had this ban list, you would have 1 Terraforming. You would have 3 domains, which would shut down extra decks, and you would just have Monarchs. And Monarchs might be pretty decent against Thunder Dragons, but it still would be favored in Thunder Dragons matchup against Monarchs. That's how I would see it. Ultra guys don't care about Monarchs at all. They would just dance around Monarchs. Monarchs would be too slow to compete against Monarchs would be too slow to compete against Strikers, because Strikers are just way better controlling the field than Monarchs. We can make a great argument in saying that Monarchs are what Strikers are just a better Monarchs are an older version of Strikers. Strikers are just a better version of Monarchs. Just like Monarchs were a better version of Spellbooks. You understand like the thing we have here, the little thing we got there on the barbecue? I think that we would see like it would be like, let's see, if we was to do it, it would be Spellbooks, Monarchs, and Strikers. They all do the same thing. They just have different cards, different names, different texts, but the setup is still the same way. And if this deck was to become fully unlocked, it would still do nothing compared to Strikers, which is a way better version of it. Evenly Matched needs to be hit. I love this card, and it's hard to say that, but this card is fucking stupid. Konami needs to promote new decks, new attributes, new game mechanics, and you can't promote it when you have 1 card that says, this field is dirty, clean, dirty field, the card. Like, literally, that's what this card says. You go in first turn, you set a great board up, and then you just go, oh, your field's dirty. And then clean field. You get to keep 1 card. Like, that's really good. In fact, that's too good. Now, Konami might wait this ban list and wait for the next ban list to do this hit because they want to prepare for nationals, which I would totally agree with. But if this card was to be hit on this ban list, that would make sense too. It just depends what product Konami's trying to promote by the time we hit the next ban list. That's all that matters, because you could easily make another reprint of evenly matched, and we know it would sell. It's the most highest selling card in the 2018 Megaton, which was arguably one of the worst Megatons. It's easily one of the highest selling cards. Up next, Ultra Guys. Now, I'm a huge Ultra Guys fan, and to my Ultra Guys fans out, all my other Ultra Guys fans out there, let's be honest with ourselves. If we see any of these cards limited, the deck's dead. That fast. I mean, we could talk some unlimiteds. There's a couple of cards I think, like Multi-Faker to 2 won't be a big deal. Marinetta 2 won't be a big deal. It shouldn't happen because his deck is tier 1.5 at best. But with that said, I mean, tier 1 when I play it, 0 when I play it. With that said, though, if we see any Ultra Guys card to 1, the deck instantly dies. Like, abandoned ship, your deck is dead. I don't care what anyone says about that. It's facts. Like, Thunder Dragons are not going to get hit. If you look at my ban list right now, T-Dragons aren't being touched because Konami is not touching T-Dragons because we got Soul Fusion Special Edition coming out. You just had Soul Fusion, which released T-Dragons. It's not happening. Konami's not touching Thunder Dragons. Strikers are still going to be a deck to be able to compete against Thunder Dragons, but now the match favors more Thunder Dragons than Strikers. Also, guys, if any hits, lose now to Thunder Dragons. One of the best matchups. It just is what it is, unfortunately. So hopefully Konami does not touch this deck, but I won't be surprised if, once again, this ban, by Nationals, this deck will be unplayable, is what I'm trying to say. Up next is Artifact Psi. So I'm going to combine Artifact Psi and the Metro Barrier in the same bag. Konami is trying to stop things because Konami wants to promote more extra deck mechanics. I think the new game mechanic Konami's going to promote is going to be amazing. I'll talk about that in probably another video, and I'm really excited. Hopefully this is true. It's something I was thinking about. I mean, I would love for it to be true because it would be amazing. But currently right now, anything that says your opponent can't touch the extra deck is a blowout card. Artifact Psi, D-Barrier, these are blowout cards. And I think Konami would love to make these cards not around with a ban list because they're trying to promote new cards, new attributes. Once again, it's all about promoting new product, keeping it evenly ban list, and once again, you ban Psi and you ban Dimensional Barrier, you limit either one. YuGiOh players will not complain because they've been fucked by these cards. At the same time, they've used these cards. So this is one of those hits you can do, and YuGiOh players won't care about until like way afterwards when we have a new deck that's like running a meta that's using an extra deck and spamming it, and we're going, man, I miss D-Barrier, I miss Psi. Like that's what's gonna happen. So I think Konami, if they really want to be smart, would preemptively hit D-Barrier Artifact Psi to stop to stop and slow down the process of future decks that can abuse the extra deck. Anyway, guys, that's my video today about the ban list. I know it's been a little bit of a longer video. I try to go over everything as best as possible. I hope you guys understand it, and hopefully I don't get that many dislikes. A lot of dislikes on these videos. Like a lot of people are like, I disagree with that one card. Dislike. Time to type a comment that makes no sense because I only watched 2 minutes of the video. Like, it happens, man. I usually get like 10 to 30 dislikes on these videos, but I get like 90 likes in these videos. It's the most craziest thing. People love Ban's prediction videos. And the few that hate it really want to show me that they hate it by hitting that button, which is really, I don't know, it's really odd to me. Anyway, guys, I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. Stay tuned. I have a lot of great videos coming up. Besides my market watch, I'm going to talk about OTS pack, the new OTS pack. I'm going to talk about all this great stuff in my upcoming videos I mentioned here. And I'm going to have it talk about soon. I really think the game is changing and evolving. This is a huge ban list for us because it's going to set the course for 2019. And I think that everyone should definitely keep their ears to the ground with all this information coming out. Anyway, guys, it's your boy V. Subscribe to my videos. Make sense. Have a great day.